So the value is not in the act, it is in the relationship of that act to myself. Value is not in the act. ट्रैक्टर का कितना तेल खर्च हुआ उससे नहीं पता चलता वो कितना महत्वपूर्ण है, जिसकी जान बची उससे महत्वपूर्ण है, वो कितना महत्वपूर्ण है. That leads us to the next point, which is IOU. IOU. The IOUs in the nature dependent societies are intergenerational. Here these are instant, almost instant or immediate. Your grandfather had helped me so much, it is my duty to help you now. And vice versa. Enmities, झगड़ा भी हो सकता है. तुम्हारे ग्रैंडफादर ने मेरे ग्रैंडफादर की नाक काटी थी, मैं देख लूंगा तुमको. The IOUs are settled over long time frame. There is an economy of gratitude. Please sometime reflect on the economics of gratitude. When any of our students came to Ahmedabad, the first thing your parents did was to find out who they know in Ahmedabad. Correct? And they said, वहां जा रहे हो उनसे मिल लेना. नहीं कोई जरूरत नहीं है, नहीं मिल लेना, मैंने उनको फोन कर दिया है, वो तुम्हें लेने आ जाएंगे, देखने लेंगे तुम्हारा, कोई दिक्कत होगी तो उनके पास चले जाना. Isn't it? The moment you go to a new place, the first thing, anyone who knows you, first thing they will do is to suggest at least 3 or 4 or 5 names. You don't want them, but they will give you anyway. That is called economics of gratitude. They may not have met that person for 20 years, but suddenly the relationship is revived. And they make a call, and generally people also reciprocate. हाँ आपको बच्ची है, हमारे पास है, हम देख लेंगे, कोई चिंता नहीं करो आप. Isn't it? And your parents feel reassured because there is someone to look after. It looks very dormant, but it has enormous capacity. If you convert that into financial value, that confidence that you will get out of that, you can't buy it in the marketplace. बाजार में थोड़ी बिकता है वो विश्वास. It's a very important value, very important value. To my mind, sustainability does require long-term IOUs. Long-term IOUs. Long-term IOU. OEEIOU. IOU. IOU. Right? In the market dependent society, it is instant. No need for gratifications to be carried forward. I can tell you one thing, and this is my statement, you'll take it or leave it. I won't give any evidence for it, but I'm sure when you reflect on it, you will find it. The unsettled IOUs are the glue of a deep relationship. The debts that you don't want to pay and you are not being asked to pay. The IOUs which I have not redeemed, unlike Kekai in Mahabharata, who redeemed all the 3 IOUs, right? She had 3 were. If she had not asked for them, she would have had a different place in our history. Because she got that IOUs settled, her place has changed in history. She became an ordinary woman from an extraordinary woman. She is no more considered as an extraordinary woman. Nobody will consider as a symbol of extraordinary woman, isn't it? What did she do? She only asked what was her due to be settled. कोई गलत तो नहीं किया था उसने. She had a right. She was given that right. Isn't it? She was given those 3 were to be asked any time she wanted. She asked them. And yet, look at this society. For 5,000 years it is not forgiving her. अजीब सोसाइटी है. 5,000 साल से माफ नहीं कर रही कहीं को. बार बार ये कहती है कि भाई मैंने क्या गुनाह किया, तुमने तो कहा था. That's what she says every time. There is a story in Mahabharata. Kekai, the wife of the king, had done some favor to the husband. They were fighting in a war, and the chariot was about to break down, and she put her finger in the axle. Is that right? To make the chariot run, and not fall down, because otherwise the wheel would have come off. So the king was extremely obliged, because she did not care about her own finger or hand. So he said, anytime you need, I'll fulfill 3 boons of yours. She said, all right. So once when her son was not being made the king and some other wife's son was being made king, she said, it is my time now to ask those 3 boons, and you must send this boy to jungle and my son will become king, etc., etc. The point is that these boons were given by the king. These were IOUs. If she had not redeemed them, she redeemed them, which means she settled what was due. She did it exactly what her entitlement was. But look at this culture, which says she should have left it unredeemed. Because the character who get affected are our favorite character. So we use different principles when our feelings come into play. Because I like Ram, who has been asked to go to jungle, regardless of the fairness of the deed, you are unfair. But, so there are 2 aspects of it. One is that the unredeemed IOUs are given much more respect in our culture. If you don't redeem, if you don't settle the accounts, you are considered to be more graceful, more benign, more humane. And if you settle them, then you're an ordinary mortal, nothing to sing song about. So, how do we create IOUs for each other and for the society, for the nature which are not redeemed? There is a very interesting concept, I should bring it here. The concept of perfect stranger. Anybody knows what is perfect stranger? Who is the perfect stranger? Perfect stranger. ऐसा अनजान आदमी जो absolutely अनजान है. Who is the perfect stranger? Not known and unknowable. Correct? Who I don't know and cannot know. Otherwise he is a stranger, but not perfect stranger. Perfect stranger is unknowable. So who is the perfect stranger? A person not yet born. Correct? I cannot find the thought, the preferences of someone who is not yet born. How do I find out? He's not there. She's not there. Responsibility towards perfect stranger is a non-reciprocal responsibility. Someone who is not born, how can he keep account of what I have done? So how can he pay back? Look at now the concept. The unsettled IOU is now being taken to a next level, where if we create IOUs between generations among those whom we don't know and cannot know, then there is no way it can be paid back. Even if we want it, it cannot be settled. वो कर्जा जो उसको दो जो तुमको जानता नहीं है और जान भी नहीं सकता, तो उसको वापस कैसे लोगे भाई? If you make a balance sheet of settled and unsettled IOUs in your life, I am giving you a thumb rule. You will discover on which path you are. If there are a lot of IOUs which you have settled, squared up, and very few which are unsettled and which will remain unsettled by choice, then you are in a world which is very materialistic, very opportunistic, here and now, not there and then. Correct? So the degree of endurance of thoughts and ideas and institutions depends upon whether that institution generates a higher share of unsettled IOUs versus settled IOUs. So if Dronacharya, he was a great king, and one day, as you all know the story, he was going to the jungle along with his chosen 5 disciples, and a dog started barking. the dog started barking. So suddenly he sees, my goodness, this dog is disturbing me. Somebody saw from a distance that this dog is disturbing that teacher, and he considered the teacher with great respect. So he filled the mouth of the dog with arrows by only hearing the sound. So teacher was perturbed. Where is that person? Who is this person in this world who can aim arrows while hearing this sound? Because I can't see anybody here. Now he was in a dilemma. He had promised that he will make Arjun the best archer in the world. Here is a fellow who is better than Arjun. So he goes around and finds that person. There was a tribal boy, Eklavya. He asked Eklavya, who taught you this art of archery? You taught me. I did not teach you. You came to my ashram, I didn't admit you. It's an elitist school. I don't admit ordinary children. Tribal, Dalit, no way. No, you taught me. But I didn't teach you. No, sir, look at this. This is an idol I made of you, and every day I was practicing by looking at you. Oh, all right. In that case, I have taught you, so I must get my fees. And you know what fees he asked? All of you know. The thumb of left hand or right hand? Right hand. Right hand, so that you can never practice the archery again. Look at it. First of all, there was no IOU. Isn't it? There was no debt. He had not taught this boy. There was no IOU. And yet, he asked for a fees. And Eklavya, as you all know, gave his thumb. Now let me ask a question. When Dronacharya asked the thumb, did he have any dilemma in his mind? Did he have any dilemma? When Eklavya gave his thumb, did he have any dilemma? None of them had any dilemma? What was that? No, I'm not. I'm talking of that moment. I'm asking whether he had any dilemma in his mind. No, but didn't he remember the promise that he had made to Arjun? That dilemma must have come in mind. What do I do now? If I don't make Arjun the best archer, nobody will come to my ashram anymore. My shop will close. Nobody will send their disciples, kings will not send their children to my ashram. My school will close, my college will close. I am making SSC ho jayegi. Because I am supposed to produce the best. And here is the fellow who has become better than what I produce. What will happen to my reputation? There must have been some dilemma about that. Then, if people could start practicing and learning without my presence, what will happen to the Guru Shishya Parampara? This will make the society autonomous. People will be able to gain excellence in knowledge on their own. Arre baap re baap. Khatra, danger. How can I allow that to happen? How can a teacher allow a student to learn without teacher? How can you allow that to happen? What about Eklavya? No dilemma. You know, I have asked this question. I used to ask in my first year class many years, last 30 years, I must have asked it 100 times. For Dronacharya, there are some dilemma. But for Eklavya, every time, society says there is no dilemma. And this story has been heard by everybody, no matter from which part of the country. Now, what is culture trying to do? Just think for a minute. So-called culture. It is using a powerful metaphor. It is indoctrinating the mind of the people to be submissive, to be respectful to the teacher. Right?